All right, we're going to do our math book. First, we'll read a Halloween number story. It's called Little Goblins 10. There's the word 10, T-E-N. And we write the number 10 with a 1 and a 0. So, here we go. Over in the forest, where the trees hide the sun, lived a big mommy monster and her little monster, One. Scare, said the mommy. I scare, said the One. So he scared and he scampered where the trees hide the sun. This book kind of sounds like the one we read the other day at the old haunted house. But it's with different spooky things. Over in the forest where the spooks shout boo, lived a pale daddy ghost and his little ghosties too. Haunt, cried the daddy. We haunt, cried the two. So they hid and they haunted where the spooks shout boo. 3 now, right? Over in the forest near a gnarled oak tree lived an old mother zombie and her little zombies 3. Stare, said the mommy. We stare, said the 3. So they stared all together near the gnarled oak tree. Look at the other tongues out. Over in the forest where the fierce winds roar lived a gray father werewolf and his little wolvies 4. Howl, cried the father. We howl, said the 4. So they howled and they growled where the fierce winds roar. Can you howl? Let's hear your best howl. Howl! Over in the forest where the shadows come alive lived an old mother mummy and her little mummies 5. Moan, said the mother. We moan, said the 5. So they moaned and they groaned where the shadows come alive. A moan is like this. Oh, can you moan? Make a moan sound. Oh, over in the forest in a hovel made of sticks lived an old mother witch and her little witchies 6. Cackle, screeched the mother. We cackle, screeched the 6. So they crowed and they cackled in a hovel made of sticks. A cackle's like a witch's laugh. Can you do a witch's laugh? I bet you can cackle. Ooh, over in the forest in a mossy green heaven lived a scaly father dragon and his little dragons 7. Breathe, said the father. We breathe, said the 7. So they breathed flames of fire in the mossy green heaven. Ooh, they breathing fire. I can't breathe fire. I can pretend. And fire comes out. Over in the forest, by the graveyard gate, lived a bony father skeleton and his little skellies 8. Rattle, said the father. We rattle, said the 8. So they rattled and they ran by the graveyard gate. I can't rattle either. Over in the forest, near a tall, dark pine, lived a furry mother bat and her little batties 9. Swoop, cried the mother. We swoop, cried the 9. So they swooped in the shadows near the tall, dark pine. To swoop is to fly like this and then go whoosh down like that. To swoop. Ooh, we've reached 9, so what comes after 9? 10. Do you remember who was on 10? Goblins. 10 Little Goblin is the name of the story. Over in the forest, in a deep green glen, lived an old father goblin and his little goblins 10. Leap, said the father. We leap, said the 10. So they laughed and they leaped in the deep green glen. A leap is like a big jump. We can do that. Over in the forest, where the trees hide the sun, the big mommy called to her little monster 1. Trick or treat, said the mommy. Treat, cried the 1. So they skipped off together for some Halloween fun. And there's all the friends that were in the story. So we had monsters, ghosts, zombies, werewolves, mummies. Who was next? Witches, skeletons, dragons, bats, and goblins. So fun. The end. All right, math book time, math book time. Page 55, lesson 29. So we've got some pattern blocks there. If I were to look at my pattern blocks, I'm going to put them on the side over here so we know what colors they would be. Here they are. Let's go over the names of them first. So this one is a hexagon. We've got a rhombus, a square, a triangle, a parallelogram, and a trapezoid. So I'm going to look first for any hexagons. Ooh, I see one. Here's one. Here's another one. Here's another one. Ooh, I'm going to make all of those hexagons yellow. Because hexagons are yellow when we have our shapes. Can you think of another shape that's shaped like a hexagon? Has 6 sides. A stop sign is a hexagon, but stop signs are not yellow. They are red. They're red so we can see them. Stop. Oh, my yellow is so small, it's hard for me to color with it. All right, so we've got our hexagons. Let's see, what other shapes do we see? Ooh, I'm noticing that I see up here, look, if I turn this, my trapezoid fits right there, doesn't it? There's one trapezoid and it's red. One trapezoid at the top of our shape. What else do we have? I'm gonna look. Ooh, do you see any of these? Look, one here, and if I turn it, one over here. That's a parallelogram. They're blue. Parallelogram is blue. And one more. This little friend. 2 triangles, and they are green. 2 green triangles. And notice, we did not use a square, and we did not use a rhombus. So those are the ones we did not use. Okay, first question. Down here, count the green triangles. 1, 2. So right here next to this little triangle, I'm going to make a 2. Try your best to make a 2. Do you remember how the rhyme goes for 2? It goes, curl around and slide to the right. All right, count the blue parallelograms. 1, 2, easy. Curl around and slide to the right. Count the red trapezoids. That one's easy. 1. Count the yellow hexagons. 1, 2, 3. With my yellow, I'm going to say halfway around and around again. And then the last question says most of the pattern blocks are which color? Most of them. Which one has the most amount? That means the biggest number. And I'm looking at my numbers. I have 2, 2, 1, and 3. 2, yellow. Yellow has the most. So I'm just going to color some yellow down here because it says most of the pattern blocks are which color? Yellow. All right. Turn your page when you're ready. We've got to get our pencil out. We're going to do some practicing tracing and writing numbers by ourselves today. All right, so we've got our 2s there. We're going to practice 2s, 3s, and 4s. So curl around and slide to the right. Curl around and slide to the right. Do one by yourself. When you slide to the right, make sure it's straight on that bottom line. Curl around and slide to the right. Curl around and slide to the right. Then we do 3s. halfway around and around again. And in the middle part, it's touching that dotted line. Halfway around and around again. Halfway around and around again. Halfway around and around again. That's how we write the number 3, touching that bottom line too. And then 4's down, slide right, and cut it in 2. Down, slide right, and cut it in 2. Down, slide right on that dotted line, and cut it in 2. Down, slide right, right on that dotted line, and cut it in 2. That's how we write the number 4. And then over here we've got, it says, how many rectangles? Ooh, so look, 1, 2. Easy. Curl around and slide to the right. Again, how many rectangles? 1, 2. Curl around and slide to the right. Now it says how many rectangles all together. Count all of them for me and tell me how many there are. Count all of them. How many? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Down, slide right, and cut it in 2. That's how we write the number 4.